Welcome to TheAccountSolutions. This channel is dedicated to bring you solutions to your everyday tasks in areas of bookkeeping, business administration, accounting, and taxation. If you like what we're doing here, kindly click on the subscription button and support us. Enjoy the rest of this tutorial. Welcome back. This is a continuation of our video on our new template, the investment tracker. I will show you how to set up and use this template. First thing you need to do is to add staff. You need to create your staff names and put their names on your platform to enable them use this particular template. So just go ahead and populate the names of our staff and post. So let's have our first staff name. We have BC James, phone number, staff email, staff address, then if there is a guarantor for your staff or somebody who has referenced your staff before the employment, just put their name there. The ref's phone number and the ref's email. So once you are done entering this data into the user form, just click on add. So added BC James as one of our staff. So BC James. Okay, so you can add more staff to your database. I'll just close this. Now I want to add a new admin. I want to give some admin privileges. You just see the drop down here. So these are all the staff that have registered on this template. I have demo admin, demo user, James Blue, Stephen White, Clara Black, Rose Red, and BC James. I just added just now just to show you. Let's add the demo admin. Let's put the password 12345. Let's add the admin. Close. I want to add a user. So let's add demo user as our user. Password 54321. Now we're going to assign 4 sheets to user. I want the user to see the investor status. I want the user to see the payday. I want the user to see before pay. These are worksheets. I want the users to also see the investor's details. That's all. You add and you close. So you can see the first one is demo user. The password will not show here. There's supposed to be an information that is only for the user. So admin gives the user the password. So it's good you write the password down before you enter the password. Then you have the sheet you've assigned to that particular user. That's how you set up, with this admin panel, set up a new staff, a new admin, and a new user. Next up is to show you how to set up other items that will enable you to use the platform. Now before then, you can see get login details. You can get the login details of all the staff who have accessed this template. Just click on this command button. You can see my name, based on all the days I've logged into the system from the 1st of November when we started this project up till today, 14th of November. You can see the details are showing you here on how we've logged into this particular system. So let's go back to start. Now the first item on the content is to create a new ref. Like I did mention, you have a referral system where people refer investors to your platform and you pay them commission based on the investment they bring. They need to create a new ref for that particular person. So what you need to do is to select position. Is the ref a staff or an external person? is important, so you want to know, how much your staff is bringing in. So just click on staff, then the ref's name, let's say is BC James, then the ref's banker, the ref is using Heritage Banking Company, for example. We can just choose Providence Bank. The ref's account name, some people's account name may not be the name they will use to register, so just ensure you get the full account name from the bank or from the individual. Let's say this is BC James, same thing, account number. Alright, we have this. So now you can see the ref's ID. Always write down the ref's ID on the form, on the particular investor's form for that investment, so you don't forget who the ref is, because when you're making payment or when you're making a new investment, you don't use the ref's name, you use the ref's ID. The idea is because you may have two people with the same first name and surname, and it becomes a problem to know who is who. So but with the ID, you can track who has that particular investment. So we're using IDs, ref's ID, investor's ID, investment ID in this particular template to be able to avoid confusion when we have two persons with the same first name and surnames. Once you've done this and you are correct, write down the ref's ID on the form, then you add a new ref. Just a control, ask some question, are you sure this is correct? If you are sure, say yes, then it will post that ref. Let's add another ref, this time an external ref, somebody that is not our staff. The ref's name is Wale Uche. The ref is using Access Bank, for example. Then the account name is Wale Uche Smith. That's a bank account name. Account number, that's a NUBA number. So we have this. I'll write down. The ref is Wale 6543. Okay, so that said, we are fine, we are good to go. So you add this ref again. Done. So to check if these names were added, are correctly added, come here to the investment interface. Look at ref's ID. Check here. You will see BC 6543 and Wale 6543. These are the new refs added just now, so they are now working properly. Next, for now, I advise you to go back to start and follow the content. So next is to add a new bank to the list, which I've explained earlier on during the overview. Now unlock to edit, go to the end. Let's say we're adding a new bank. Let's say the bank is My Bank PLC. That's all. Now ensure that this table expands to accommodate the new bank. You see this blue stuff here at the end of the table. This is an Excel table, so always ensure that your bank names are inside this table. If it's outside the table, it will not pick when you're using data validation to pick out these bank names. All right, so that's how you set up a new bank in your list. Back to start. Now the next step is to create an investor's account. So we come to new investor. We come to create a new investor account. Now before we add this new investor, let me just show you some very important thing you need to note. Let's go to our investors details. Let me explain what happens here, so that when I create the new investors, you will see the difference. You will see what is actually going on here. Now we have the first investor's name, Charlie Robinson. We have the investment number, the maturity date, and the status. This has been closed out. What's the investment capital? 150,000 naira. Now, what's the ROI that was to be paid if it's a 3-month investment or 6-month investment? This is total ROI to be paid. The next column is ROI cleared. It means you have paid up all the ROIs for that investment. ROI due is 0. Investment to repay is 0. It means you have also repaid the investor his or her capital. Total amount due is 0. So you can see this has been taken care of by the system. Once you've posted the payments correctly, all this happens automatically. You won't do any manual work to make this happen. All you need to do is to ensure that you record the investment, inflow correctly, and when you are paying them the return of investment every month and the final investment payback, you also record it properly. Once you've done that, you are sure the system will close that investment and nil off all other items on this table. Now, if you go down a bit, you will see, let's look at Jackson Moore. Jackson Moore has 2 investments. The first one ended 22nd of September 2020, closed out. Second one is still running to end March of 2021, running the same amount. You can see this is for 3 months. That's why the ROI is smaller, and this one is for 6 months. This has been paid up, but this one you can see that ROI cleared is nothing. We've not cleared any amount yet because it's not due yet. The first payment may start from 22nd of December. We'll come to that later. Now, investment due is 75,000, and investment plus total ROI due on that investment is 165,000. So you can also project to know, okay, all the investments that are on my platform plus the ROI due for a number of months, either 6 months investment or 3 months investment, what does it come up to? Okay, so you can know down the bottom, you can see the total amount, 17 million naira, is what is due to investors for both ROI for the months their investment will elapse and for the capital itself. So you can see this. So when I post this new investment, I will use a very high figure to enter their investment, so I can see how this works also. Now we have a slicer here where if you want to click, you can click. They're all locked, so you unlock to filter, and you can see you can choose any name here. If it's too long to scroll through, you can also use this filter on this pivot table. Search for the name here, just put Jack and OK. So you filter all the names that have Jack, to just see how their investments are doing. Jack Williams, 1 investment, December 1st maturity date. You've paid almost all the ROI. We have this amount left, and it's still running. So you can see both closed and running investment are showing on this pivot table. So just to explain, how this table works, so that when I add new investors, you will see their names and you see the difference. Now, for the investment status, here shows you, the running investment. Unlike the investment details worksheet, here you will see only those that are still running. Now, for the green, the ones on green means the investment is due, from 51 days and above. The ones on blue means they are below 50 days and not below 20 days. The ones on red are 20 days and below. So you know that this investment have just 19 days to maturity. So you can also plan, with this pivot table that is available for you here also. So like I said, the difference between this table and the other table is just that this table has only running investment, while the other one has both running and closed investments. So let's go back to create new investor. I'll just create like 5 investors and use them to explain the rest of the template to you. So let's go ahead and do that. So you can also try doing that if you have this demo template with you. Try to add new investors to the database and see how it works. Investor's name, Waka come back. Investors bank, just choose any bank. Investors account number. The account name, just take the same. Waka come back. When you are pasting, always paste values. Paste special, then values, please. Very important. So add this investor, add new investor. So like I said, always copy the investor's ID. It's very important. Always copy the investor's ID. So just copy it and put on their forms. If you have the forms they fill, put investment IDs on the forms. It's very important. Let's do on that one. Investor's name is I don't get it, whatever. That's the name. Investors, bankers, this bank, account number, then investors account name. Always pays special, pays values, or pays 1 to 3, very important. Investors ID is this. Write it on the form, very important. Write it on the form of that particular investor. Okay, so once you've done that, you add. Alright, posted. Next, I want to add, this is the color I'm adding now, so let's add on that one. Investor's name is Sidon Luke. Investors bank, Citibank. Account number. Investor's name, the same name, the bank name. Okay, so you copy the investor's ID on the form of that investor. So add new investor. Next one. Investor's name is You Don't Mean It. Call Wa Shit. Investors bankers. Let's use GTB. Account number. Investor's name. That's the account name for the investor. So again, copy the investor's ID. UDO 3280. So right, and finally we'll add one more investor. As a phone number, investor's name is Be Wise. No Darling. The bank, let's use Union Bank. Account number and the bank account name, Be Wise, No Darling. Always paste values, always paste special, paste values, paste 1 to 3, very important. So copy the investor's ID again on the form of the investor. It's very important to do that. Okay, so I've used 5 investors to explain how you can create an account for a new investor. Done. Next up is to create an investment for these 5 investors that we've registered into our database. But to be sure that these investors exist, let's just go to the investment platform and check those IDs. They will appear at the bottom. So we have them here. You can see the first was Waka Waka. This is the second one I created. Sidon Luke, Don't Mean It to Be Wise. These are the 5 investors I created recently. So you can see them appearing here. So next up is to create an investment. To continue with this tutorial, see you in the next video.